Hi everybody, new day here in the work area, and we are doing some leatherworking today, actually. Yep, leatherworking. I sell this stuff. There you go. That's what we're doing today. We're working on these guys right here. I made these for my Etsy page and everything. I was making some to restock, and I was like, let's make a video. So these are what we are building today. D-link, they are 2-inch. And then you get these two keychain ones. This one has to be 1/2 inch thick or wide. This one's 3/4. I tried to find these to where they were the same size, but for some reason I cannot. So I have to make two different types. They come in gunmetal and they come in antique bronze or brass. Antique bronze, antique brass. I can't remember which one that is exactly. But they come in like that. I sell them on Etsy. If you guys want to go check them out, I will put a link in the description here. So we're going to get to making these. So just give me 1 second, please. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. So I wanted to go ahead and tell you something. Buyer be warned, because back when I started doing Etsy and everything, I bought the leather and all my stuff off of Amazon, and I bought this, really liking this leather. I like the color of it. I like the weight of it. Very good. Well, I ran out of it, so I went back and I bought, excuse me, and I bought more. I bought like five more rolls of this and everything. It comes in rolls, pre-cut to 2 inches. And they sent me this right here. So I don't know, let me see, bring that in like that. As you can see, the weight and thickness of this leather is different. Plus, the color is off. I went to the same listing and everything, and it's different. It is. I don't understand it. And it's the same price. I had this whole fight with Amazon over this, but they said they couldn't do anything because it was the same listing. So they wouldn't, I couldn't get anything. Same time, I'm not really worried about it. I'm started buying my leather from actual leather suppliers. So Weaver Leather out of Cleveland and Tandy Leather out of Fairfield, Ohio. But just a bit of a warning to you guys if you're going to buy stuff off of Amazon unknowingly and everything. Because like I said, there's the same listing. I went back to the same listing to rebuy it so I could keep making it, and they somehow changed it to this. I don't know how they can get away with that, but they did. So I got one of these cut, and I cut one of these. So this is going to be for this guy, and then this is for this guy. Okay. So let's get into it. Because I make so much of these guys. Here, let me clear this off real fast. Give myself a workspace. Because I make so many of these guys so fast, I actually make templates for myself. Makes it easier to keep track of stuff. Don't mind that. That's what we're looking at, because the numbers have changed. I've remade them and everything. So let's see now. One nice thing about this is I don't have a cylindrical punch to round over these edges. But with the thickness here, I can actually go in and just cut with a pair of scissors. So I'm going to go in. I mark on the underside. Push that up there. You're not going to see the underside, so you don't have to worry about it. Sometimes, a lot of time I just use chalk. Tailor's chalk, but apparently that's disappeared on me, so I'm going to go buy some more. But for now, this is just fine. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's that. So we can take these scissors. Like that. Alright. Get that out of the way. Fold it over just like that. Get that square. a nice rounded end. Just like that. Okay. Toss those scraps. Go ahead and cut the holes I have punched. Okay, so let's see. Have them like that. Fold that over like that. And then that's gonna be like that. That will give you a D-link. So let's get some gunmetal rivets. Gunmetal colored rivets. Close your marker pen before it dries out. Alright, so like when you buy these little rivet sets, these are what I use and everything. You buy these little rivet sets and everything, they come with the anvil, the hole punch piece. I want this guy. Yep. Yeah, so really you just need, excuse me. I need that back actually because I need rivets, man. That's why you got into it in the first place. Rivet just goes through. Goes through. Go home. There you go. For those of you wondering, actually this is too long. For those of you wondering about this case here, these rivets did not come in this case. I bought this case from Amazon and I bought like 3 of these rivet sets from Amazon. This came from Menards. These came from Amazon because I buy these in bulk because I use so many of them. I just threw them all together and everything. So this is not a bulk kit you can buy anywhere. You have to go buy several of these kits and put them in this. But like I said, this is from Menards. 18 compartment organizer. That's what it is. I got one. When you buy these, they come in all colors. Emphasis on the all colors, because I used to make these in gold and silver as well. I need to trim that back. But nobody wanted to buy them. So I stopped buying, or I stopped making them in gold and silver. And now I just make them in gunmetal and brass. I'll trim that back a little bit. So that when you're wearing it, you don't see the flap on the other side. See, that's better. You're gonna see this side and everything. This should be on the outside. There's that. So let's do the brass one now. So pull this forward. Got to remark. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He doesn't know what he is doing. Okay. I got the brass rivets over here off camera, guys. Sorry about that. But same technique or same setup as the gunmetal ones. I've got like I said, these come in So the rivets come in sorting boxes, small ones and everything. I got some around here somewhere. They come in a, hang on one second, I'll show you. They come in a small box like this. This is not a rivet box, but this is how it comes. It's very thin. You get all 4 colors. You get silver, gold, brass, and gunmetal, possibly even antique brass. Then what you get. So I just take 2 or 3 of those, sort them out so that each one has a case. So this is the brass or bronze, whatever you want to call it. Whatever they call it. They call it. And then you got one for silver, and then you got one for. So I got one for silver, I've got one for gold, I got one for brass, I got one for gunmetal. Keep them all straight. And plus inside, you also have the different snap pieces. And I've got the tools to set all that stuff. And these to keep them straight. Makes it so much easier than having 20 of those little boxes floating around. Okay, so those are set. Now we're going to make, I guess, we'll do the 3/4 one. It's going to go on like that. Like I said, I sell these on Etsy. They're the same clip. These are, but it's just this is different. This is 1.5. This is 3/4. I wish they made it to where you could buy them the same size and everything, because now I could just monetize it. Because right now I gotta make 2 different types, and therefore I have to make 2 different listings. So if you want it in gunmetal, you have to have it in 1.5 inches, and if you want 3/4, yeah, 2 different sizes of leather, 2 different. It's tiring. So we'll do the 3/4 real fast. Let's see, where am I at? And this is a thicker leather than this is. Different weight and everything, you can see. Thickness is different. So I actually have to use rounded punches. Or I can use rounded punches because I actually have them in this size. So we're going to do that real fast. Just going to use that as a tempo real fast. Yeah, I know I'm off camera. I'm sorry, guys. Trying to set everything up. Like I said, I make templates for everything, so I can easily and quickly go back through and cut stuff. Stuff gets more efficient that way. Like I said, do not mind the writing. It's wrong. You want to cut these about 8 inches, 8 to 8.5 inches. Where did I put that? There it is. 8.5 inches is where you want, how long you want to cut these guys. Get my mallet here. I'm off the table. There you go. Alright, let's see now. Bend that over straight. There you go. Rounded at both ends. So, seeing as this is so thick, and you got that really sharp edge there, we're going to run it through the edge beveler here. I've already got this set up for 1/2 inch. So as you see, the leather goes this way. Pair of pliers real fast. Pull that through. And that just takes off and rounds over the edges a little bit. Here, I gotta go around and bevel this, the underside and up top. But that way, so because over time, this is like sandpaper. It'll wear down on your belt that you have this attached to. It'll wear down on, it'll wear down on your belt. It'll wear down on, actually, toss that. Belt loops, all kinds of stuff. It's just a raw edge. It'll just cut right through it over time. So let me take, and you do not need this guy. I prefer this because I do this so much. I'll actually take an entire length of this when I buy it and run it through this and then put it back in the bag. That way it's already pre-beveled and everything. I haven't done this today because I wanted to show you guys this. $50 off of Amazon. They have other ones out there that are more, how do I want to say it? They get rollers on them that you can change out, and the rollers have blades on them and everything, so you can change out those blades over time. But they're like $200. It's really expensive. But if you're gonna be doing a ton, it's worth the money. But I do this, like I said, $50 off of Amazon, and it's easy. How you change it, I'll show you how to change it. But you just gotta undo these, and then I'll change the width and everything. I got to change the width for the half inch, so I'll show you that. So, but you can get by with this. This is a tool that comes with any leather working kit you buy out there, and it just goes and scoop that up a little bit. Just take off that raw edge there. Don't poke yourself with this tool. Keep your hands behind the tool. We used kind of a tool like this back in school for making little rubber dies in art class, and a kid had his hand like this, and he went like this, and he jammed right into his finger. It was not good. It was not good. So yeah, keep your... Always keep your hand behind the tool, guys. Don't push up towards your arm, your hand, because you will regret it. You will be sorry, as Hellboy said. Put that back together to protect that. Yes, I keep these. I put them back on to protect my tools, because I want my tools to go far. I can't necessarily afford to keep buying tools. Alright, I'm going to mark these holes real fast, because I've already beveled this one. Oh, I did not bevel that one. I gotta do that. Let's bevel that real fast. That's nice. Okay. Over there. Okay, bevel tool, bevel tool. There it is. Okay. You can take a piece of sandpaper if you want to clean that up too. A lot of times you might dye it afterwards, so that dye will, when you dye, will cover any of your crimes. That's why it's called hiding the crimes. When you use paint to cover your mistakes. Paint, or just, like, say you keep layering stuff on top to hide your mistakes. Okay, that's done. 1 second. Get all that crud out of there. Be gone, I see. And marker. Where's marker? Marker. There it is. Marker. There's that one. Let's do this one real fast. Oh, cut this guy a little bit long. They're not all the same, guys. I have certain ones that they're a little bit off at once in a while. I go back in and I trim them in the end before I rivet them. Yeah, you notice I did not rivet these together yet. I'm gonna look over them and make sure that they're good before I rivet them together, because once they're riveted, you're done. Unless you cut the rivets, but you don't want to do that. No, don't waste your rivets. You're coming loose. Tighten this down. Thought I had it tight. Apparently not. Drop the key. Good job, then. I use these for little belts and stuff. Because I also do modifications on action figures. And everything, so yeah. Action figures, use them on models for stuff. There we go. 3 holes. Okay. Let's do another one. I guess I started buying these pre-made cutters. So it's literally, you take a whole, like a a double shoulder or something, and they come with, and you get these cutters. Here, I'll show you. Wait a minute, 1 second. Pre-made cutters, like these guys. So you take a huge piece of leather, you put this down, and you can press down or cut and tap down, and it will cut out this here, everything. I've got several of those now for pre-making stuff, and I'm probably gonna switch over to using it for making these instead of using the templates and stuff. I don't know. Make it faster, make it easier. Like I said, I'm starting to buy from Tandy Leather and Cleveland Leather. Can't talk all of a sudden. And yeah, so I'll buy sections from them. And come on. I know I'm off camera. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just working the leather a little bit. And you can put this in water and it will become malleable. Hang on a second, guys. I gotta go take care of something. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. Sorry, I'm back. Just realized I made 2 of these. I don't know why I made 2 of these. I need one for that, and then this is the 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna put this over here. I'll make another one later of this. Let's see. This is gonna go like that. That's gonna go like that, and then this is gonna come up like this. And then I'm going to. So I make my belt, these keychains, so they will fit on a 2-inch belt. A lot of you are gonna be like, why would you do that? Because most belt loops actually are made to fit just a 1.5 inch belt. Well, it allows for slipness when you're moving and everything, but also it allows for, say you don't want to put these on, say you're going into the hiking or camping or into the bush somewhere. I need to do that real fast. And you have a belt that's doesn't necessarily hold up your pants, but it does carry stuff. You can put these on that belt if it's a 2-inch belt. I think I need to slim this down actually. One second, guys. I know I'm off camera. I get to this part, look it over like this, do a quality look, and then I would usually go in, I would use burnishing gum on this right here. So I would bevel this and I would use burnishing gum on this. I applicated using this. This is one of those paint markers. And I just put some burnishing gum in it. It does take a bit of work to get it to go through the applicator there. See, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, right there, you can see it. Yeah. But yeah, use that, and I would use these guys. This guy right here, you can see all the piece on it. To burnish that edge, it would bring it down, get all the fibers going in one direction, and then it would it'd be less like sandpaper. It would last longer. Your stuff would last longer because it like, you know what sandpaper does. That constantly rubbing and everything over time, but that would wear through your belt that this is hanging on. That would wear through your eye holes on your pants, all kinds of stuff. And plus, like, if you just do the raw edge on like a holster, for like a pistol or something, it will destroy the finish on your firearm. That's why when you do a holster, you have to do 2 layers. Smooth side and smooth side against the firearm, or whatever you're finishing. Okay, so there's that, and now we are on to the final one. We are making this guy right here. Yeah, like I said, 1.5 inch wide leather. Once again, I make these on the regular. It doesn't. I know you're probably laughing at me, saying, "No, you don't make this on the regular." I do. It's just today because I'm on camera and everything, trying to make this video for you guys. I'm a little. What's the word? I have a little bit of anxiety. Yeah, a little bit of anxiety. Like I said, I usually use tailor's chalk to mark this. Apparently I did not this time because there's a mark right there already. Last time I used this, so I need to get some more tailor's chalk. Alright, so this guy is done. And I actually have, this is the largest punch I got. I think, yeah, this is an 1.5 inch punch. 4/0. Line that up. How you do this is you line up on your mark and you get both edges there and there touching the leather, basically. And that's how you know you're centered. And then you can look up and see you're centered. So usually takes 2 swipes, 2 whacks to get it going. Usually if I'm doing a all-nighter, because I live at home with parents and family and everything, I will use the press, because these will all fit into the press, except for this guy actually, I think. No, he fits. He fits. Because I don't want to be pounding while everybody else is sleeping. Yes. I think about the people I live with. And they need to get a full night's sleep. Okay, there you go. Where did that He's right in front of you, Ben. There's that. There's that. There's that. And it's going to be like that. You can burnish this edge too. I'm just going to put these together for you guys today because, truth be told, I need some for myself. I know I'm being a hypocrite, but yeah, I'll go back and burnish them. Even if it's just for yourself, it should be nice. You get into that rhythm, and then everything you build is nice. Yeah, okay. There you guys go, like that. All right, let's go back. And let's do some burnishing. I'll have my burnishing tool here. Come on. Burnishing tool. Like I said, this is just a paint marker. Buy off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for you guys because they come in these wide applicators. And then they also come in pencil applicators. Sharper pencils, as you can see. I don't use that for that though. I need to get going here. As you can see, I did that. Now let's disassemble everything. Oh yeah, I need to bevel this guy still. Edge beveler. I know, you guys are like, dude, attach that to your table, but I don't got any room to attach it to my table. That out, these little strips, just takes off that cut edge and rounds it over. That's how I use these for little things, little detail parts. I gotta do that for this too. I just realized. You guys are, yeah, I was gonna show you guys how to adjust this. Yeah, give me 1 sec. Let me hand bevel this. Where did my hand? There it is. Like I said, do not point the tool towards your fingers. Because if it comes loose from the workpiece, it will go into your finger and it will hurt. Come on, go on there. There you go. Okay. There's that. Finish it down there. Alright, I have to edge bevel this. So I'm going to show you guys how to adjust this beveler. And it's literally that easy. You just undo these two elements here. This tool came with it. That's why I know exactly what size it is. Oh, there we go. There we go. And this just slides along the ways. I call these the ways and everything. And you guys out there who do machining or anything know about ways. Inch and a half. You see down in there. That's the bad thing about this, is if you have the leather in there. That's how I do it, and I put it together. Then I look and make sure that it's even on both sides all the way through. So let's see, what is that? 55, 55. See, this here is a little bit off, so I gotta knock that in. Just like. Not much, just a little bit. That way it's an even bevel all the way through. I know, I'm off camera again. I'm just adjusting this. And just a little, like, not even a millimeter. Yeah, it's about a millimeter actually. Right about there. Okay, even bevel all the way through. And tighten these back up. Put your leather in. Go over there. See, that didn't cut all the way through, but it's fine. Yeah. That did not cut all the way through, guys. Adjust it again. Right now it's a 35 plus 1, like 1,000. They got these nylon bushing in there that like to deform. So you gotta watch that. Because they will get in the ways and then it will not move properly when you adjust it. So even though you think you're adjusting it, it's not moving. There you go. It's just like that. Let's try this again. Yeah. Oh well. That's beveled. We're on to it. Now, we're going to burnish. We are going to finally burnish. We're coming to the end, guys, I know. I don't know if you can see how the color is changing. You don't need a ton. I remember going in with just the vat that comes in, and it would just smear all over it. So when it would dry, you would get discoloration on the edges. This is a lot cleaner. See a little bit of that's coming up on the edge here. And it's faster doing this. There's that burnishing tool. You can see it right there. And you're just gonna rub. Let's see, where am I at? I don't want that. I want this. You're just gonna rub it. They make burnishing tools that go on drills, but this is fine. I'm slowly rotating the tool in my hand. I don't know if you guys can notice it, but as you look down this side to this side, but I haven't burnished this side, so I burnished this side. Those fibers in the leather are laying down, and that burnishing gum is congealing it together to where they will not come loose. So if they come loose, like I said, on the edges here, it will be like sandpaper, and it will just destroy your pants, your belts, anything that this is against. Yeah, it looks cleaner. Looks cleaner. I'm not going to burnish these because these seem pretty good actually. These are pre-cut and everything, so I'm not worried about burnishing them. But I do need to burnish this and this. If you pre-cut yours, you should burnish it. Like I said. I'm going to start just buying double pieces of hide from Tandy Leather and Weaver Leather. So I will have to start burnishing all my stuff because I will be cutting it out of a whole hide instead of just using strips, pre-cut strips. Okay, and let's burnish this now. A bit more on this, it looks like. You just work that onto there. Burnish it off. And yeah, this is all the finish from that's coming off. So don't think you're messing something up or you're pushing too hard. No, it's just, that's how it is. That's how it happens. Okay, there's that. That's done. Burnishing is done. We are going to assemble these finally, guys. I know. Long-awaited anticipation is coming to an end. Or coming to a conclusion. I like that. I like that. This is the gunmetal, so I want... gunmetal goes with gunmetal. Oh, wrong side, man. Wrong side. Like hardware with like hardware, color-wise. If you got brass, you got brass. If you got gunmetal, you got gunmetal. You got silver, you got silver. Gold, you got gold. Okay. Okay, there you go. These together. These are all together. Now we can go in. Let me clean up my space a minute, guys. Yeah, there you go. This is my... That's my leather box that I made. It's still a work in progress. As you can see, there's lots of bags just full of it's not random things. It's like things together. Like, so I have my burnishing tools here in this bag, and they lay here. I've got X-Acto knives there. I got skivers there. I got punches there, and everything. All kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, put that away. It sits there. That guy lives in there. Come on. These guys live over here. It's still a work in progress. That's why it's not painted or anything. I want to get this stuff out of the bags and into like a containers, I guess you can say. Adam Savage from Tested. Sorry. Adam Savage from Tested made one of these off camera, and I loved it. That's why it kind of inspired this kind of thing. Okay. We're cleaned up a bit. Sorry. Well, a little bit of talking there. This. Okay, so this dome side there. So like this, so it is. You got a dome there. You got a dome there. That's smaller than that, so you're gonna put that there. Put your rivet in that hole. This is what they call an anvil, and then you've got that's rounded, that's flat. So this rounded piece here on the rivet, pushing it down in the other side into the anvil. Give it a whack. I usually do two to get it to seat. There you go. Well, a little bit too much, Ben. Let's do it on this one now. Yep, off center there. Well, it took. I felt it take. Off center again, but it took. That's the thing with these rivets. You can hit them off center a little bit, and it'll still take. Yeah, he took. Okay. Next patient. Okay, these are all seated like this. There you go, guys. These are all done, ready to be worn on. I'm going to throw out a disclaimer there because as I'm thinking about it, they're keychains, guys. They go on your belts and they hold stuff. Do not go and think you could climb a tree and tie a carabiner on this and this would hold you, because the only thing holding you is these two rivets here. That's it. Two little rivets, and they're not even like mechanically sound rivets. So, disclaimer, do not go climbing and use these for carabiners. They will fail, you will fall, you will die, you will get me in trouble, and you will be the reason for warning labels. Do not be the reason for warning labels, ladies and gentlemen. That is my contribution to the world today. Do not be the reason for warning labels. I'm gonna clean up a little bit while we're here. Like I said, these will be on my Etsy page, so you guys can go buy them. These are for me, but other ones will be on my Etsy page. And is that a scrap? Got a little bit of scrape on that one. So you guys will be able to go and purchase these if you want, or if you really want to, go and buy some leatherwork stuff and make them yourself. yes, that is one of the reasons I am doing this channel. I want you guys to get out there and start building stuff on your own. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Check out my Etsy page. Turn this guy over. Check out my Etsy page. I will see you later.